Welcome back to our life out in the country. We recently received a flock of 29 baby chicks. We bought white Chanticleer chickens and we wanted to share with you the first week of life, how they did, and what to expect. 16, 17, 18. This is day number 2, and all of the chicks made it their first night. They all look happy, healthy, and active. They're eating a lot of food, drinking water. Everything's looking good for day 2. Day 3, and all the chicks are still alive. They're healthy. They're eating well. Day number 4, the chicks are doing good. They're a little bit scared. Let's get closer. No problems. They're all healthy, active, no losses. Chick update, day 5. The chicks are doing excellent.
Sleeping.
Oops. So there it is. The chicks are looking good on day 5. And as you can see, they've quieted down a lot. When you first get chicks, they're loud. They're chirping super loud. You remember that. That's not the way they stay. That's just a stress chirp. They're looking for mama. They're saying, what's going on? I need food. I need water. I don't know where I am. They're just chirping loud. But you see they get really, really mellow, really calm. Nice little light chirp now. I can't believe it's day 6 already. Let's check on the chicks. Hi guys. It looks like they're all doing excellent today. I see one of them has a little bit of pasty butt, but they're all doing good. They've all been eating well. You can see Ashley raised up the waterer and the feeder to try to keep some of the sawdust out of it. And hopefully we'll be upgrading both of those soon. But we just want them to get a little bit bigger first. So here we are, day 7. The chicks have been here for a week now, and they're all alive, they're all healthy, they're all eating.
All 29.
And they're all looking good, so we're so happy about that. The only problem that we've experienced during this first week is pasty butt. Now, if any of you are planning on getting chicks, you're going to have to know this, so let's talk about pasty butt. Basically, when chicks are young, during those first few days of life especially, they can develop what's called pasty butt, which is basically their droppings get stuck to the feathers around their vent. Chickens have a vent, which is what they do everything out of. They lay eggs, they go to the bathroom. It's the vent area, right?
Yeah.
So the vent gets kind of clogged up with their droppings, and it sticks to the feathers and it dries up, it gets hard, and what can happen is that clump can actually block the opening, and if they can't expel their droppings, they die.
Yeah.
I mean, it's common sense, but the toxins can't be out of the body. You can't take care of that problem. You die. So you really have to keep an eye on it. If you see those droppings building up in your chick's bottom, this is what you got to do. You got to take them out, get a container of warm water, really nice warm water, dip them in it, or rub it on there with something, but, you know,
loosen it up.
Start soaking it. Now, this might take a few minutes to loosen up because it's hard. It's kind of dried on. After it starts loosening up, use some Q-tips or use your fingers if you're brave enough, and you got to pick it off, you got to scrape it off. Now, it's a little gross, but it's not hard and it's super important to do. It's just part of having chicks. Now, it doesn't happen every time, but it can happen. And it mostly happens if your chicks are stressed, if they're overheated, or, you know, after shipping especially, you know. The reason that ours got it, and we had about 5 chicks that had it.
Yeah.
They just started getting it, we're keeping an eye on it, and what we did is we did that process, we took those 5 chicks out, we cleaned them off, and they're really doing fine now. But it's probably because, the reason that ours got it is probably because it got too hot. We have had our heating plate pretty low, because the chicks were really small and we were concerned about them staying warm during the cold nights that we have here. Now the chicks grow so fast and you don't even see it. Every day they're growing. So that heating plate gets closer and closer, and also our days have been getting warmer and warmer. So I'm thinking they were probably just overheating a little while they were sleeping there all night with that heat so close to them. So all we did was raise up that heating plate a little higher so there's some more airflow and they don't overheat during the night especially. During the day they come and go and they can regulate their heat. But you got to realize when they're sleeping, they're all packed under there and they're going to have a harder time getting out to get cool air, especially the ones in the middle. They're going to stay there all night. So make sure you keep an eye on your heat. That's the most important thing, so you're not overheating your chicks. Now we've had our chicks for 7 days now, but they're actually about 10 days old because they were in the mail for about 3 days. So the chicks have been great. We're super happy that they're so healthy and doing so good, because some people have a lot of losses, especially during that first week.
Some of them, they get their package and there's dead chicks in them. Some of them, they get their package and then they have chicks die like days later. And we haven't had any die.
So that's
so far
awesome. Yeah. So what to expect on your first week of chick ownership is it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
You feed them, you keep water in there all the time, and you just let them have fun.
Yeah.
They grow fast and they don't really need much care. Chickens are really amazing. You see other birds, they lay eggs in a nest, and the eggs hatch, and they have to be fed every couple hours or they die.
Yeah,
and they have
like
no
picture
feathers.
of robin. Yeah. Robin nests. The little babies are like naked and so helpless.
Yeah, but chickens are like just awesome, and they know how to take care of themselves. So you don't really need to do a lot of work other than giving them a clean, safe coop or brooder, and giving them food and water.
And make sure they have a way to get away from their heat source.
I think that's one of the #1 mistakes we see is people using brooders or boxes to keep their chicks in that are too small. And the heat light is shining down on them and the chicks have no way to get away from that heat because there's not enough room.
So if they get too hot, they have no way to escape it.
Overheating leads to death. Now let's talk about feeding. Feeding chicks is really simple because you go to the feed store and you buy chick feed. You really can't get any easier than that. This is my advice, is buy a good chick feed. There's medicated, non-medicated. We always buy non-medicated, non-GMO, organic when possible chick feed. That's how we like to do it. However you do it, just buy a chick feed. Some people wonder if chicks need grit. You know, chickens need grit to digest their food. And grit is basically little stones that go inside their crop, inside their throat there, and grinds up the food like teeth. Chicks on a chick starter do not need grit normally.
Yeah.
That's something that, I just want to point out because I don't want anybody thinking, oh, they don't have grit. The chick starter is designed for chicks to digest without needing the grit. So it's very fine and it breaks down very easily. There's no processing.
Yeah, there's no grass, there's no bugs.
If you're going to be feeding your chicks any kind of insects or leafy greens or anything that's whole, make sure they have access to chick grit or fine stone so that they can digest it and grind it up inside there, because otherwise they could eat a bug and eat all the greens and it can't get chewed up. It's going to sit in there and get impacted, right? Is that what it's called? And then they will die. So grit is not important unless you're feeding them outside of that chick starter diet. So watering, again, is really easy. There's a number of waterers available. Fill it up and give it to them. Some people like to add apple cider vinegar to their water or garlic or different things to help boost the chick's immune system. We're not concerned about doing that, but some people do. We prefer a small waterer that we can change out throughout the day as needed than those big ones, because we find that the big ones are messier and harder to maintain and clean. They get dirty just as fast, but then they're harder to take care of. So
they're really hard to unscrew. You know, they're like this big, hard to unscrew. I can't do them.
Yeah, so we prefer small ones.
We always think if something's a hassle, it shouldn't, you should find a better way to do it, because you're going to be doing it every day. So you should try to find, easy systems, easy ways to do stuff.
And after our chicks are done and get a little bit bigger on this small waterer that we have them on, we plan on doing a bucket with nipples in it. And they're chicken nipples. Basically, on the sides. We don't like the bottom ones. And you can look these up. They sell bottom and vertical and horizontal nipples. and the chicks peck at it, the water comes out. The vertical ones seem to drip more and cause a big mess, so we prefer the side ones. So, to recap, week 1, Chanticleer chickens, awesome. They're doing so good. The coop, awesome. We're loving it. It's perfect so far. Everything is going fine. So we wanted to give you that update. We're going to show you guys each week, we're going to try to, how the chicks are doing, how they're progressing. We'll show you the growth. It's going to be really fun. It's just cool to have chickens again, and we look forward to the future eggs and just the fun of seeing chickens out here grazing around on the land. That's the cool part. We hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing the chicks again. We'll have another update coming soon. So until next time, take care.
Bye.